Hey guys, it's Fancy Bullock here, and this is just going to be a little update on some work I gotta do on the Jeep. This past weekend I went out to Bundy Hill off-road park again, and my oh my, let me tell you all the stuff that happened. So, first thing that happened was we got there, we set up camp, regular stuff. Later at night when we were getting camp, or when the camp was all set up, we just had the fire going. We came back from the store to, just because we bought food and burgers and chips and stuff. Came back from the store. Sorry, the phone was going nuts for a second there, man. Anyways, we came back from the store, we let my friend's Durango idle. All the cars that were on the trip were my Jeep, my friend's Durango, and my friend's big Power Stroke, old 90s F250. So after we came back from the store, we let the Durango idle, or they let the Durango idle because they wanted to charge their phones or something stupid, I don't know. We let it idle, then we shut it off and sat down, and a minute later we hear this loud push, whoosh, and apparently we popped the hood on the Durango and the upper radiator hose had tore in the middle and burst and shot coolant everywhere. So that was great. So the next day we went out, before we went out on the trails, we went out and bought a new hose from AutoZone and put it on and put more coolant in it. We're like, okay, let's see if that'll fix the problem. So after that, I head out to the trail because I already bought my pass, and I go up this really steep obstacle. The first thing I try, and boom, get high centered on it. It was bad. I got high centered on it, but luckily the winch, I hooked up the winch and got myself out of there. But I noticed that there was this loud scratching and clicking noise, just kind of jerking my wheel a bit. So I pulled off, went back to the campground. It turns out the U-joint on this one was completely failing. And I was like, oh man. So I wasn't going to wheel on it. So what I did is I took the axle shaft and the hub out all in one piece. And I had an extra hub that I installed so it could just be just the hub because I didn't have the tools to get the axle shaft out. I didn't have a socket big enough. Put the spare hub I had in, mounted the wheel up, and then we went down the road later that day to go to the gas station to get some stuff for the Durango. And right as we turn into the gas station, my brake hits the floor, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Jeff, what do you see anything? And he leans out the window, and the wheel had fallen off. So it turns out that the bearing had separated from the hub, and since I didn't have an axle shaft in it, it just fell out. The wheel fell off. So as you can see, yeah, it's not one piece anymore. So that was kind of scary, but luckily there was a guy at the gas station with a jack, and he jacked up the front. We were able to move the whole Jeep using the parking brake to kind of slow it down, move it into the parking lot. And I was able to get my one friend from the off-road park to bring me all my tools and my other axle shaft, even though the U-joint was busted in it. At least I'd be able to drive on that. But now the problem was that when this thing fell off, it snapped one of the brake caliper bolts and bent the other one. So now I don't have any way to hold the brake caliper on. What I was able to do is I was able to bend one of them back enough and then crank it in there. It's probably stripped, and I'll have to clean it out and re-tap it. And the other one just snapped off in there, so I'm going to have to probably drill that one out. But I can buy new bolts, that's fine. But the problem is now I had one bolt that was kind of bad, and it was in there holding it, but now I didn't have a top bolt. So what I did is I took a bungee cord and bungee corded it to the top. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to get the flashlight here. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see from this side. Yeah, so I don't know if you could see that very well. Maybe I'll get a better video when I'm fixing stuff. But I bungee cord the top of the brake caliper, and I was able to actually drive it home like that. So I was just really careful on turns because of the U-joint on it. I didn't want to just lock up, or I didn't go very fast because I didn't want to just like fuse together and rip me off the road. So, although it was good because my friend's dad had came and brought a trailer because his Durango was just gonna, it probably has a blown head gasket is what they think. So that Durango wasn't going anywhere on its own power. So he was able to follow me back just most of the way, so just in case something happened. But yeah, that was it. I mean, we did a crap ton of work on this thing, man. The weekend was more work on the Jeep than it was basically doing anything else. I worked on it for hours. But I'm back home now, and I got a slew of parts ordered for it. Just because I'm going to replace a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, and I didn't notice this. I'm like, oh, why the heck is my check engine light coming on? Well, you can see the O2 sensor ripped off again. It's dangling there. That was probably when I high centered it. It just ripped it off, so can't really blame that. So, yeah, this week I'm going to be driving the truck to work, not the daily driver Jeep. So, yeah, parts I got ordered are brand new front hubs, because I figured I might as well replace them because these tires, they put a lot more wear in the hubs. Hub and bearing, you know, the whole assembly. I ordered both new U-joints for the front. I also ordered new brake pads because other side's fine, but this side, when the wheel fell off, totally crunched up and destroyed the brake pads. There was flat enough bits on them I was able to use them to drive home, but I have to basically toss them and just put new ones on. So while I'm doing that, I'll just put new ones on the other side while I'm at it, so I don't have to worry about it. But I'll have to get, the hardest part probably is going to be changing the U-joints and putting in new bolts for the caliper, because I have to drill that stuff out and probably re-tap some of the stuff. So that's going to be fun. Anywho, that's been my weekend. How was yours? Nah, but it was, as crazy as it was a lot of fun. It was just like, it was not really that stressful even, because I was like, alright, stuff happens, gotta fix it. And it just kind of was a good weekend to relax and, well, relax. After we fixed everything and figured out it's broken, we're not doing anything with it, we just sat down, had a big fire, ate a bunch of food, so it was still a good time. And I still got a little bit of mud on it, so it was worth it. My friend's big F250 with that 7.3 in it did great. At the end of the day, I was sick and tired of all the cars not being able to go out there, so I was like, alright, let's just hop in your truck. And we all hopped in his truck and just bounced around out there, which was a lot of fun. So, yeah, I'm going to fix this bad boy up, hopefully this week or weekend, because I got school starting next week, and I'm going to need a more, not more reliable, but just a vehicle to drive. So yeah, that's all she wrote. Looks like I got more work to do on the Jeep, and then I got other parts I still got to install and other stuff I want to do to the Jeep. But obviously this stuff is more important initially. So, alright, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Hopefully I'll be working on the Jeep and getting stuff fixed. Peace. Oh, and a side note, the reason I knew this U-joint was bad on this axle shaft was that, one, I couldn't turn it, and two, when I took the whole thing out, when I was kind of rotating it a little bit, little bits of needle bearings are falling out, so that's obviously a problem.